Hey y'all, it's Grizz here at Windmill Farm in North Mississippi. Y'all join us on another adventure and sitting in the shade when we talk about wild garlic. So y'all come on and join us. Hey y'all, this week sitting in the shade, wild garlic. Now I know a lot of folks in the South think this is green onions, wild onions, because let's face it, when we're mowing our yard for the first time this time of year, you can't help but to smell nothing but wild onions and onions all the time when you cut your yard, correct? Problem is what most folks think is wild onion, if you actually dig it up, yeah, it looks like a regular old onion bulb at the bottom, but if you cut it, you'll see that it's actually garlic. It is a wild garlic. Instead of a multi-head garlic like what we buy from China or what we buy, we grow ourselves if you grow it in your own garden, which is a multi-head garlic, this is a single head garlic. Now the tops can be used as a green onion. They taste and smell just like green. That's reason when you're mowing your yard it smells that way. But really and truly, if you'll cut this up and then cut the bottom off and cut it off, you'll actually notice it's a wild garlic. And so these are two things that you can actually harvest right now out of your yard before you do your first spring cutting on your yard or even in your field, your pasture. You can put up a lot of good dried green onions and some good garlic, and you ain't got to worry about growing it. Mother Nature around here, at least here in the South where we live in North Mississippi, this is as abundant as I'll get out. And apparently my dog's going goofy and gonna fall off over here or something. He's, with it being an internet sensation like Grizz is, I guess you can just do what you want to. But y'all, this is just nothing more than a wild garlic. I wish we had smell-o-vision, I'd let you smell it. But do yourself a favor, go out, and the garlic heads, they'll get bigger than this. This is kind of a small one. But the problem is then you have to leave it out in the field so long to let it get really, really big. I like to go ahead and get them when they're about this size, and that way I can go ahead and mow my yard, mow my pastures, or do what I need to for the spring cleanup. And then I'll take these and I'll actually cut them up and put them on a dehydrating mat in my dehydrator and dry them out so that I've got green onions to add to anything throughout the year to cook with, all right? So why don't y'all come with us while we go through the pasture and I'll show you what the different sizes look like and how you can actually spot it. It will put on a flower. If you leave it out there for long enough, it actually puts on a beautiful flower on the very top, y'all. And that's how it spreads its seeds. However, like I said, unless you just got a pasture that you don't care about cleaning up in the springtime, this is about the size. It will get a lot bigger than this. I've actually pulled up wild garlic that big around, and it's just a solid clove. It's not an individual, it doesn't have the little cloves built into it like most of them. So y'all come on with me while we get out here in the pasture, and if a Grizz here will leave me alone long enough, and we'll see if we can find a couple more garlic about this size, show y'all what I'm talking about, all right? Hey y'all, we're out here in my pasture next to my cows. As y'all can see, I've got a bunch of wild garlic through here. Now I'm gonna let most of this wild garlic grow up a little bit more. Y'all see how tall it is right now. That's probably 17, 20 inches tall. But if you look at the size of the actual stalks, you see how small they are? If you look at the size of the stalk, you'll be able to tell how big it's going to get, the bulb is. When it gets, if you let it go up to the time it flowers, it'll get about as big around as your finger. Breezy's wanting to make her debut on there. I'm sorry, y'all. But as y'all see, like this right here is about the size of the lead of a pencil. I always come in here and pull the dirt back and stuff just a little bit. Well, that one actually, apparently I didn't pull back enough, huh? See how small that bulb is? Now granted, you could use that bulb. It's just as good as any garlic, anything else, but if you really want to keep this stuff for any length of time, y'all see, and look at here, see all these other little bulbs? If you want to grow it yourself, all you got to do is take these little bitty small bulbs that came off that bigger one, plant them, and you can have your own garlic. I've not had good success growing wild garlic, but I'm not saying you couldn't. I'm actually going to take these and push them back down in the soil right here, cover them back up, and maybe I'll have some more come up here before long. But y'all see how small that is, and you see how small in reference to the bulbs are. That's the reason I say let your garlic grow on up a little bit if you can. And if you can't, you're still getting a lot of garlic out here right now for free. You know, it's something you don't have to pay for. And you can hang it up just like you would normal garlic and dry it just like you would anything else. All right. So I know this is going. Sorry, y'all. Know this is a little quick sitting in the shade because there's not a whole lot to talk about wild garlic other than a lot of folks have misnomered it as wild onions, and it's not. It's actually garlic. The top is an onion, the bottom is a garlic. It's the only best way I can tell y'all about it. Hope y'all have success. If y'all have done some already, show me some pictures of the garlic y'all have gotten, especially if you've gotten some really big ones or something. I've never personally found one that was multi-clove. I've heard a few people. I think what it is kind of like what I just pulled up there. I think it's other smaller cloves that are fixing to sprout and grow themselves that are growing up close to it. So y'all, that's it. That's what it looks like when you pull it out of the ground. And man, does it have a beautiful smell to it. I love the smell of natural garlic. But y'all, we're going to tell you have a blessed day. We are so far. Our cows are just enjoying themselves. Our bull really has loved the girls coming on in there. That's really made him satisfied. A lot of the problems we were having with him's really curtailed since we've got the girls in there with him. So, but we're going to tell y'all have a blessed day. And if you like the video, we want you to give us a thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, subscribe. And yes, girl, I hear you. So, as always, we're going to tell y'all, be safe.